Manchester United have drawn nil-nil with the Liverpool Football Club at Anfield, where they, as I mentioned in the last video, haven't lost in the last 300 million years or something like that. And United become the first team to prevent Liverpool from scoring at Anfield since Manchester City in 2018. So, a much maligned defense this season for United, which has let in a lot of goals, and we have been called a team with an attack that can win us the league and a defense that can get us relegated. But yesterday, our defense did not look like a relegation defense at all. In fact, sometimes I would actually prefer a relegation battling defense over a top side, a defense of a top side, because we need to be tactically very sound. We need to have a proper defensive shape while we are playing these big teams in their own backyard. And Anfield is definitely the most difficult place to go to get a result in the entire Premier League. According to many, this Liverpool side is the greatest English football side in history. It is better than the United football side of 2007-8, which had like likes of Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, and those people. It is better than the 98-99 treble winning side, which I don't think we need to introduce at all. But this is also a Liverpool side which has failed to win any of its last four games and are clearly struggling very much to score goals. Now, I see many Liverpool fans saying that they don't have Virgil van Dijk, they don't have Joe Gomez, and many of their centre backs. That's why they are not at the top of the table. But they have all their attacking players fit, and none of their attacking players did anything throughout the entire match. I mean, I see Klopp coming out and making excuses that United have got a lot of penalties and that Liverpool don't get penalties and that Liverpool's scheduling is difficult. Yes, this season is difficult for everybody. But when you have to make excuses for your team when they clearly are not as good as last season, that is when you know that the beginning of the end has started. I'm not going to say that, yes, that Klopp should be sacked or anything. Of course, that would be very stupid. But coming out with such stupid excuses as that my food was not hot enough yesterday night and the weather today is a little bit too windy, that's why the ball was going haywire. I think that is one of the reasons why you can that Klopp will come out with is that the shot that Firmino hit, it went probably into one of the surrounding people's houses, because that ball went nowhere. I mean, the shot that Firmino hit was absolutely going nowhere. And that there was another volley from one of their players. I don't remember his name. I think it was Salah, if I'm not mistaken. That volley was almost our local football league standard. Yes, it was a difficult chance, but a team which prides itself on playing high pressing football and scoring loads of goals look absolutely clueless in front of the goal. Whether we defended brilliantly or they played poorly, it is up for debate, but I think it is a bit of both. I think our defense stuck to their tasks very well yesterday. None of our players were caught out of position, and Liverpool also like helped us a lot with some terrible finishing, and like our two fullbacks did an absolutely brilliant job on their two main attacking areas. That is one through that side with Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold, and on the left side through Sadio Mane and Andrew Robertson. None of them did anything of note throughout the entire match. Like, if I hadn't told you about that, most of the people who don't know them, they wouldn't even know that they were playing because they were that quiet throughout the entire game. So I think first and foremost, I think both the teams did not want to lose, because had we won at Anfield, yes, it would have been historic, and yes, would have we would have been probably one of the favorites now. But I still think a point at Anfield is a very good result, because not many teams prevent Liverpool from scoring in their own backyard. And I think United did a brilliant job. All the players were very motivated, and they really should hold their heads high of the performance that they put in yesterday. When the team news came out, I think me and a lot of United fans were very disappointed, because Eric Bay, our favorite Eric Bay, who puts any of one of his body parts into any situation that he will find himself in, Eric Bay and all his body parts were missing. Like, that came out wrong, but sorry. Eric Bay and his different body parts in different situations. That style of defending was missing from yesterday's game. But Victor Lindelof was chosen in his place. But I think Victor Lindelof did very, very well. And showed why he deserved to be chosen for such a big game. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer chose him because of his long ball playing ability. And yesterday, that was clearly the main tactic. As to that's why Marcus Rashford was playing down the middle, so that we can find Marcus Rashford with those long balls, and so that he can find his play, so that he can find some space behind their centre backs, who, like, none of whom are actually centre backs. Like both Fabinho and Henderson are holding midfielders playing in centre backs because they don't have any other. But I must say that Fabinho played really, really well, and that run that Marcus Rashford had on goal, he dealt with him very well. And otherwise, I think Liverpool United definitely deserve to win the game. Like the way, depending on how they played in the second half, I think they played really well. And they didn't create any clear-cut opportunities as far as I remember, because David De Gea could have actually switched on Netflix and watched a TV series for around 85 minutes. Definitely, he could have watched a small movie as well on Netflix. The only one shot there was from Thiago, and he saved that without too much of a difficulty. So I think Liverpool did not deserve to win the game. I don't care what their fans say. They are saying that the referee blew the whistle before actually the halftime got over. But like, when you have to come up with such stupid excuses that you cannot score in, like, you have 90 minutes, more than 90 minutes to score a goal, when you have failed to do that against a United side who has leaked in so many goals this season, then you have to blame the referee for blowing his whistle 10 seconds earlier. I think that this shows that their levels have definitely dropped from the godly standards they have set, and the rise of United, the stock of United has definitely risen over the past few seasons. I must say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserves a lot of credit for the progression that this side has made. There are so many United fans who are actually disappointed. I was also disappointed that we were not able to get a win at Anfield. But looking at the bigger picture, like, I think everybody would have taken a draw at the beginning of the game. So, like, this just shows what a brilliant job Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done for the mentality of the players and for the expectations that the fans are having now, because of the consistency that this team is showing. So I think he deserves a lot of credit for that, and also for motivating some of the players. Like, the biggest example is Paul Pogba. He looks so motivated, so hungry for to do well and to see United win something this season, and hopefully the Premier League. He might go in the summer, but the way he's playing right now, the passion that he's showing, this is the passion that we needed from the very beginning. And I think some world class managers like Jose Mourinho or like Louis Van Gaal, they were not able to get. Sorry, he didn't play under Louis Van Gaal, but he played under Jose Mourinho. They were not able to get this out of Paul Pogba. So, like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they call him a PE teacher, they call him a Wally, but I think has done a brilliant job to handle Paul Pogba. And speaking of the performances, I think everyone in our defense played very well. Fred had a few, like, dodgy situations, and so did McTominay. But overall, I think everybody covered up for the other players very well. Whenever someone made a mistake, there was someone else covering up for in those spaces. So, like, it didn't cause any problem at all. And and Luke Shaw really needs, I think, a new set of pants. Definitely a new set of pants with bigger pockets, because there are way too many world class players in his pockets right now. Like, he has pocketed Neymar, he has pocketed Mbappe. Last season he pocketed Riyad Mahrez. Like, this season, like yesterday, Mohamed Salah. I think we definitely need to file a missing person report for Mohamed Salah, because I don't even know that he was playing yesterday, because he didn't do anything at all. People say that Martial and Rashford, they are profligate and they miss chances. Salah was like, didn't even know that he was on the pitch. So I think Luke Shaw deserves a lot of credit for what he did yesterday. It's not easy to nullify such a team, and huge credit to him. And I see some people having a go at Bruno for being angry when he was substituted, but I think this is the passion that all of the players needed, because Bruno was he couldn't create much, because they knew how that Bruno is the biggest threat, so that is why they marked him throughout the game. But this is the passion that anybody needs to show, that no matter how tired you are still wanting to give your 100% every single second. And that is what Bruno is. That is what you get from him. I don't think he deserves criticism at all. We should support every player who puts on a United jersey. When Bruno and Pogba had those chances, my heart was in my mouth. I mean, Allison pulled off two brilliant saves. They did not look that brilliant because he didn't have to like jump or dive too much to save them. But it is because of his positioning that he got to the ball very easily. But I think had we taken one of those chances, and if Marcus Rashford had just played the ball to Cavani, who by the way changed the game when he came on, I think we would have really created history at Anfield because Liverpool had not lost for so long, and and for us to do that would have been such a big statement. And really, I was so disappointed that we were not able to get one of those to take one of those chances because I would have loved to see the backlash and the reaction of Liverpool fans, especially Klopp after the game. And I would have loved to see some of his innovative excuses that he would have come up with had we taken one of those chances. But it was still a good thing that we were able to create those opportunities, and we should definitely take some heart from that. Our next game is against Fulham, who have improved a lot in recent times. I think they have taken points of many of the big teams, including Spurs and Liverpool, and probably Chelsea as well. No, Chelsea did manage to beat them in the very end, but we have to be very careful. It's a very tricky game, and if we can keep this consistency up that we have shown against all the other sides, I think. We can do something really really special this season, and I am very hopeful because of the spirit that our boys have shown this season. And if we can keep this up, then maybe we are in for something really special at the end of the season. It was a very good job done by the boys yesterday. We are still on top of the Premier League, and no matter what anybody says, we are in a title race, and we can definitely win this title no matter what happens. So glory, glory, Man United. Fantastic job by the boys. Come on. We're still the league leaders. On we go to the next game. Speak to you all soon.